Hey, it's me, Megazord, and I have a channel that uploads, except not really. I will get into the game stuff because I really don't want to make another update video without actually doing anything, but I'll just very, very quickly say the things about what's happened to the channel. I can't believe, I think I still have, I don't think I lost a single subscriber in this period of not uploading, which is crazy. I guess it's more that people just don't really care. Honestly, I do this channel for fun. It is entirely because I enjoy having the channel. And I got to the point where I'm pretty busy with my senior year of high school and doing other Mon stuff and just watching Smash. I've been getting very into Smash, and you know, I could have fun without actually uploading. Plus, PU still doesn't exist, and it still won't exist for several months because of a terribly designed lower tier implementation system. But a lot of people have been coming to me saying, Zard, you should upload, Zard, I miss your videos, all that stuff. And frankly, I do have some very good series from the final mini tour of ORAS-PU. It's just standard best of 3 ORAS-PU games. Say farewell. I do have some pretty good games from that, so I'm like, alright, I got time, I'm on break. Let's see what I can do. I don't know how active the channel will be, but for now, here I am. I am also thinking about doing some different kind of videos. Perhaps like game design analysis-ish. I don't really know. Just looking into other stuff, because really this channel is like half for fun, but half if I want to do anything. I don't want to just be another shitty, failing Pokemon channel, some noob on Showdown. Not just not my idea of fun. I'd be too self-aware for that. But anyway, this is round 1 versus Plans, best of 3 ORAS-PU. And this is a team I slapped together around Kingler. It seems pretty fun. Unfortunately, not a great matchup for Kingler with Jumpluff, Floatzel, even Poniard Sucker all going to be able to check it to some extent. He can't really switch into some of my things terribly well, like Raichu and Cacturne, and I can't really switch into some of his things terribly well, like Floatzel and oh Jesus, Flat Floatzel is very, very dangerous. Don't really have a great idea how to start off, other than Jumpluff is pretty annoying, and I thought, just looking at my team, maybe he won't lead Jumpluff, maybe he wants to preserve it because it's a very obvious lead, and I try to toss out Cacturne to catch a Golem, because if he has rocks, it's really beneficial, but no, he just leads it. I just kind of got to head out into Raichu. I should say, this team was pretty untested with some gimmicks. I have changed it for future rounds. At this point, I'm running Signal Beam on my Raichu, which the idea was to hit the Leafeon on the switch-in, I guess. I don't really know. I just changed it to, I don't know, like Volt Switch or Surf or Nasty Plot or something not shitty. It does 2-KO Grumpig, which is cool, but he's a Scarf Grumpig, which does make sense just based on his team. It's slightly slow, but you have Scarf Grumpig, it's a slow Scarfer with Floatzel and Jumpluff, that's not bad. That is a free Cacturne switch-in. I really didn't think he would go straight to Jumpluff. It's going to take a million from the likely Dark Pulse. He has a Poniard. I assume that would be the pivot, especially since I have him on Monferno. Poniard can't be that useful. But he does go right into Jumpluff. I have to Sleep Pod or something and decide. Golem, probably least useful. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but I really don't have any good Sleep Pod here. I just got to stack something to the Sleep, go into Mr. Mime, take a buttload of damage. I do need to Psychic to kill him, but I'm going to Gleam because he has a Poniard. And at this point, I make another arguable misplay. Like, I have a Monferno, and I'm absolutely sure, like, there's no way he's gonna Sucker Punch. Maybe I was playing a little risky because I was actually watching Civil War as I was playing this Smash 4 tournament, in case you guys don't know. Yeah, I was watching the stream and doing this. I was like, yeah, there's no way he Sucker Punches. I have a Monferno right there. Nope, he just Sucker Punches dead Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime outspent his whole team. Could have been very good. I am just going to get up Stealth Rock with Monferno. That's right, the rocker is Monferno, not Golem. It's actually Banded Golem. And then just take him out with a Mach Punch. But at this point, it's looking pretty dismal. Floatzel can sort of just run through me. I don't have any great shots, so I do kind of have to just close combat the Golem. I assumed he was going to just rock or something. Like, if he killed me, it's basically the same outcome. Like, it's not going to matter too much. Monferno's not very useful when he has Floatzel, Grumpig, Jumpluff left. Speaking of Jumpluff, he goes to it. I decided to save it just because I'm reasonably certain I can play around him a bit. Basically, I'm going to go to Golem, and then I'm going to double into Cacturn on the Seed Bomb, because the point is, I just lose the jump off here. My only way of not just losing is if I can go to Cacturn and he lets me win Sucker Punch 50/50s, which he does. Other than that, like, it kills everything that I have. So I am lucky to get that opportunity. He goes Floatzel, I'm going to Sucker Punch, as he's going to click Ice Beam at this point. This is a point where I figure he's probably physically based Ice Beam, just because that's the more common set. You know, Ice Beam being able to hit physically defensive grasses and stuff. So I'm going to try to go Kingler, because if I Agility, I can win. Unfortunately, he is full special and just Okos me with Hidden Power Electric. Honestly, it doesn't matter too much, just because it's a very favorable role for Stoutland to kill Kingler with the Frustration after rocks, and Grumpig definitely kills it with anything. So Kingler likely wouldn't have been too useful, but I do miss that opportunity to get the roll. He's going to go Grumpig, can just click Focus Blast. My only hope is to dodge, and then he misses. And because I'm not Sword Stance, he's free to switch in Stoutland, go back into Grumpig. This is actually a roll on whether Mach Punch will kill him. I am Adamant Iron Fist. It is a roll in his favor. I think I only had, I don't remember. It was probably like not even 30% chance to kill. Probably under that. So, this was definitely in his favor. Still, comes out to a very narrow 1-0 with 1%. And I was kind of happy with this team, so I was a little disappointed it lost. But going into game 2, I'm just going to bring an old team. This is actually all the way back from PUPL. I figured it's probably not too bad. For the first round, I really just didn't feel like doing much for the tour, to be honest. I'll pick it up later rounds, you'll see. But yeah, this is a PUPL team. It's not terrible. It's not great. It has some flaws I only just recently fixed. Has trouble taking on certain things like Band Golem, but the offensive pressure it puts on is kind of nice. And he just brings up some pretty basic speed pass. I'm like, nah, if I go out 2-0 round 1 losing the speed pass, I'll not be happy. So he goes Floatzel. I am immediately, I don't want to get hit with the Banded Waterfall or whatever he might be, so I'm just going to go right to left as he actually goes Soul Rock. I'm like, great, let's trade rocks. That works for me. Unfortunately, right now, Clefairy's more common move, or at least when ORSP would be played with Seismic Toss instead of Moonblast, does things like break Combustion Substitute. I have Moonblast, so I can't do that. So I'm just going to kind of have to leave Clefairy and make sure he can't pass an unbroken sub to anything. I mean, he can get +2 speed, that's fine, but at this point, nothing should be sweeping me with just +2 speed. His Combustion is pretty significantly chipped. And that's the thing about Speed Pass. I do think it's a little bit iffy sometimes. He definitely could have gotten more speed, and I'm not really sure why he didn't. At that point, it could have been tricky. It could have been very tricky. Like, I was sort of going to have to rely on Jump Bluff or something, but instead he only passed at +2 speed, which is not enough, because I have a Simipour, and he's actually in range of Ice Beam, so I can just click the free Ice Beam. He expects a Hydro going to Cacturn, but that's just not the case. Like, oops. Cacturn definitely could have been a big threat once I lost Clefairy. Now he's going to go Floatzel, which I don't really have a great switch in for. That's another problem with the team. So when I go Jump Bluff, it does Death Fodder. It's not as a real switch in, as he does reveal his Life Orb to Hydro Pump. So again, full special. Not really as common from what I've seen. Just has more issues with things like Muck, but does hit things like Leafeon better. I am going to go to Scarf Simipour. It can just weaken the Floatzel enough to make it manageable. He goes Marowak, dodges the first Hydro. It isn't going to make a difference, except giving me more time to skip over and watch Civil War. Man, that was a nice tour. He goes to Floatzel. I really want to hit this Hydro, really want to weaken him. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to. He's going to go for Hidden Power Electric and leave me at 3%. If I died, definitely could have been huge. But I do need that extra Life Orb chip that he is racking up. And at this point, I can go Grumpig. I don't really have any other way. Like, Floatzel kills Rotom, it kills Golem, and he crits me. And my heart stopped right there. Like, I still remember that one. If he just killed me and that's how that Floatzel won, Jesus. But at this point, regardless of all the earlier things, I can still have this one in the bag just because the Combustion is very weakened. The Swoobat needs boosts to do anything. So I can't go directly into the Rotom, which is not Scarf. The Simipour was Scarf. Simipour is very cool anti-meta Scarf mod at the moment. just fast Scarfers in general. I can kill it with a T-Bolt. He goes into Combustion. I am very scared that he might be Fire Blast on Speed Pass, which is pretty unlikely, but Protect, Sub, Baton Pass could be Fire Blast. I'm just going to sub expecting him to Protect, and at that point that's the game. Like, he can't do anything about that, even if he does, like, Fire Blast me or something. Unless the Swoobat's Energy Ball, I suppose, and then, like, somehow then end up cleaning. I don't know. He's going to try to pass Speed to Swoobat, because that's all he can do. Because it turns out the Combustion was no attacks the whole time. Also with the Combustion, I left Clefairy in on it, because I was too afraid to switch in Rotom and Sub, even though that could handle a Speed Pass, just because it might have been Fire Blast. It wasn't the whole time, and because of that I almost ended up losing. But fortunately I didn't. Fortunately for me, that is. Not fortunately for Plans. Plans is a good player, by the way. I didn't really mention him in, like, the analysis of the set. But yeah, he's definitely a solid player. He's like a new blood in PU. Hasn't really come in for any of the recent major tours. And anyway, Game 3, he brings Pursuit plus Muck plus Boof plus Bronzor. Just like what I would call a fairly basic, like, bulky, very bulky balance that, in my opinion, is really suffering in the metagame now that people are starting to bring more wall breakers, but whatever. And I bring the team that I have uploaded with it before. It's not a great team. I stopped using it after this round, I think. And the matchup is the kind of iffy. Like, Banded Dodrio can put a lot of pressure on him if I predict right with Knockoff or Frustration or Brave Bird. Nasty Plot Mischievous does a huge amount of work as long as I can avoid it getting Pursuit trapped. But other than that, like, Scarf, Politoed's a bit iffy here. I need Propass to beat the Muck. I need Propass for that Muck. Monferno gets walled by things and stuff. Just Pelipper, really. So, like, if I can remove Pelipper, Monferno's really good. Before then, it's kind of worthless. Spikes are nice. I do have to play a very hard pressuring removal game with the Pelipper, though. I would love Spikes to wear down Bouffalant, which, looking at the team, I assumed it would either be, like, Bulky Swords Dance or even the Spadef Rest Talk set, like Crow Bouffalant, which Teddy made popular as one of those things that beats balance. Like, when PU was happening, it was like, first it was like offense and then like dumb balance, and then this dumb balance started to lose to like these random stupid semi-stall teams like this one with Pursuit and Bouffalant, because they couldn't really break through it. And then now it's giving way to, at least in my opinion, like stronger wall breakers and stuff like that. And this team, my team is just a little bit behind the curve, but I do still have chances. Mischievous especially, if I can just not get Pursuit trapped, if I can just keep it around, then it should completely wall whatever Bouffalant said he's running. And Spikes are good, but my team has a hard time pressuring Pelipper, and I'm going to have to make it work. So, lead Roselia, I just want Spikes as fast as I possibly can. He leads Bronzor, I'm like, fine, you want Stealth Rock? I'll get up Spikes. This seems like a perfectly adequate trade to me. I'm just going to Spike again. He goes to Bouffalant. I'm like, okay, it's probably Rest Talk, and if it's Sub-SD, oh shit. I am going to go right into Mischievous, excuse the voice crack, even though he has a Crocker Rock, just because I figure I'm going to start getting in on Spikes early. And here's the thing, I'm running an unusually fast Mischievous set. Most Mischievous just don't run this much speed, so I'm faster than Crocker Rock, and I do have Will-O-Wisp. On these types of teams, it's pretty much always Banded Crocker Rock, because like Scarf dropped out of favor a long time ago. It's just not very good. It's weak. It's got no bulk. It's just kind of shit. So Banded Crocker Rock is what's been taking over for Banded Pursuit for things like Bronzor, and that's been a pretty popular set for a while. Which is why I stay in, and he's Scarf Knockoff, which is like the one set that could fuck me over. Not terribly common. And there goes that Bouffalant counter. So my way of beating Bouffalant right now is Monferno. I'm going to switch it in and lose my Violet just because I need to make him defog with Pelipper, so I have Mischievous around because I need that thing to not die. Or I basically see myself losing to Boof. I am going to call this double into Pelipper pretty hard though, because I'm going to go Propass. He can't kill me, I have Volt Switch. I assume he's not going to stay in, so I believe I just go right for Stealth Rock if I'm not mistaken. No, I just go for the safe Volt, that's fine. Perfectly okay play is I'm going to go right into Dodrio. I want to knock off Pelipper's leftovers. I know he's going to it. I want to start chipping away at that thing. Because at this point, I see the only way I'm winning is probably going to be spikes. I need spikes to wear the stuff down. I'm going to go to Politoed and basically just start trying to bluff a defensive set or like a tank set as hard as I can, even though it's Choice Scarf. Because tank can do things like Encore, Bouffalante, and the Muck. And I am Scarf with Encore is a set that I've run a number of times, basically just because sometimes you want Scarf Politoed because you want a water resist that's fast, and Encore in the last slot is just a neat thing because you don't have any great move slots other than Encore. Like Focus Blast just kind of sucks, so you can sort of mess with things like Chromok as a last ditch resort. Excuse me, getting back into this. But in this case, obviously it's not last ditch. I needed to stop the Chromok. It's just that and Probopass. So I'm going to go and double into Probopass on the incoming Muck so I can just get at my rocks. Right, that's where I get at my rocks instead of vaulting out. I vault out on the Bronzor, which can pretty much just freely click Psywave, so I'm going to go right into Roselia. Roselia can't touch the Bronzor, but it can spike, and I want all of the spikes. I want every last spike that I can get. As Muck comes in, and this is where the game just takes an absolutely terrifying turn for me. I think I turned off Civil War after the next couple of turns, because I'm going to go Probopass under the assumption it probably beats him. He's got Pursuit, he's got ways to handle steals, but it turns out his Muck is a steel lure, because I'm going to go for Earth Power. It is very little, but that's to be expected. This is actually Fire Punch Chromok, a set I basically made kind of popular, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. And he gets the burn, just for extra tip damage to add insult to injury. So I assume he's going to rest. I'm going to go directly into Politoed, because at this point, my Muck answers are like maybe the taunt Pain Split Mischievous that's dead to rocks, and that burned Probopass that can't do anything to it. And I am now reliant on Encore Politoed to keep it in check. Oops. That's good team building, right, guys? But I am going to get Dodrio in as he ends up switching out to Bronzor. I'm like, hey, it's a free knock. And then I realize he's probably not staying in because that'd be pretty stupid. And I catch him with the Frustration, which I think is pretty huge. Removing Leafeon isn't something I could really switch into. Like, I sort of have switch-ins, but I need them alive for other things. So removing his only offensive threat, at the only Mon that's a real offensive threat, is pretty good. I do think he might have needed to save that for later. I'm not sure. Anyway, I just have to sack something of Bronzor. I decide Probopass because I know he still doesn't want to defog, because if he does, then I get Mischievous back. It has Pain Split, and that's just the whole road he doesn't want to go down. So, go Monferno, double the Politoed. Still got to keep up all the pressure on Pelipper. Even though I know he doesn't want to defog, I'm still not letting it happen. And this is basically like the play of the game. I don't really have checks for his stuff, and when you don't have that, you kind of have to play your ass off. So I'm gonna pull the double switch into Pelipper with Politoed and click Hydro Pump, just because I know he's not gonna want to leave in to take a Hidden Power Electric. He goes Muck, and as long as I can hit 3 Hydro Pumps, I've removed his biggest threat. Now, hitting 3 Hydro Pumps is pretty hard, and if I didn't do that, he would have been able to wake up and rest. But I get that, and that's what I had to have a chance in this game, which is pretty crucial. I'm not gonna lie, that definitely was huge. I could have easily lost that, but instead, I don't. I hit 3 Hydro Pumps, and that's really what I need, because at this point, Dodrio can come in. He's gonna try to save Bouffalante. He has to. That's the win con. He's got to try at this point, but as Bronzor comes in, Banded Dodrio is just barely going to be able to pick up that 2 KO. And at this point, there's nothing he can do. Like, he can try to go Pelipper, hope it lives in Defog, but nope, it dies. And even if it did, at that point, Monferno would be able to clean up. He's going to go Krokorok. I think it actually does manage to take out Dodrio, despite being burned. But at this point, Monferno is going to be able to clean up. And that's the game. It was definitely... I can't even say it was the most intense game, because I haven't recorded my round 2 series, and my round 3 series a little less intense than these, but still very, very close. So yeah, I can't say it was the most intense, but this was pretty crazy. Some very close games against plans. I think Maybe if he had kept the Leafeon around, we definitely could have seen, I don't know, something. Maybe if he just hadn't switched in Muck there, I think Muck was definitely the win con he had to preserve. But yeah, I did definitely make some crazy plays that would have been hard to predict, and that does end up working out. Immediately after this, I'm like, fuck, I'm not bringing this team again. I can't do it. It's just not good. But for the time being, I do advance to round 2. Really close series, as I've said over and over many times. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back with rounds 2 and 3. And who knows what else. Like I said, I am thinking of other things to do. I do have a very big interest in game design, but I don't know how much there is to talk about with Pokemon, so I've started just writing some stuff up, seeing if I have any insights or that are worth sharing, and if not, I'll just scrap the idea. I keep getting told to do Nuzlockes, I don't know. I'm told to do live recordings. I don't know if I'm really into the uploading AG Ladder or Monotype or Sketchmons or whatever else I play at the moment. Anyway, I'll be alive for at least the next couple of months, maybe. And I really don't know where this channel is going to go once I hit college, but I'll see you next time, so thanks for watching.